Do. Decent internet. Yeah, you're just turn on. Okay. Oh, that's wow. Oh, I see. Alrighty, we gotta share this out. Alrighty. What are you talking about? Hmm, This confirmation bias like modifier. What the fuck you know? Should piss me off, man. Yeah, thanks for that, buddy. I'm taking care of it. Thank you. I got a call back from the fucking supervisor, the person that screwed me over, but after I just got back from talking to this guy. But he doesn't know that I know he fucked up too. We got all the regs down so they can all be read the right acts with all the fucking right numbers in it. We should read that. Um, let's see. I don't start it. Give most attention to my. Oh, we got three going here. Shoot, who's all here? You know what's weird is it doesn't tell you when you look back at the stream, but if you see them coming in when it's on there to do. Right back. I'm just putting a couple more up to share this. See if anybody minds my. I don't forget. On the new one. Yeah. Sharon can get that. Oh, I know how to do it here. So perhaps a music lover, we think you'll really dig that music. All right, come on the live here. We can talk about it if you want. Just got to get a Substack account first and know that I'm talking to you right now, which I'm not going to go out of my way to do. Let's see. Sometimes you got to them. You can listen in the background. Oh, hey, you know what? That actually works better than the Substack comments because I can see my notification if I get a Instagram comment. But I don't know if I could change that to get one from Substack too. It'd be kind of nice if I did. That way, if let's say Alexia is telling me I sound like crap, I'd actually find out before I could lose the whole audience. You know what I mean? You turn the fan off, maybe that'd be a fun start. Just saying. So the fucker off, dude. Sorry. You should have on some clothes. Look at that. I'm right in the right direction. So if I go to Substack, or you guys remember Ministry, the band? I think they got retired, didn't he? That was a pretty wild band for the time. 1989. I think I remember that band making me feel funny because they were so bad. At least I thought. That and that one Metallica video, one video with dude that had the COVID-19 mask on his face. Like, why'd you have to cover your whole face like that, dude? Odd. That had to be one of the most earth-shatteringly EBGB given videos known to man at the time. I think I don't know what could have topped it, but it had to be something that wasn't going to be allowed to be played on MTV. They definitely got it on the rack just in case. Probably sent it into him. Like, no, not yet, bud. Sorry about that black metal video. And they started a Headbangers Ball. Hey, we've got the processed cheese version of metal here. You want to put it on there? I'm like, well, we might be able to do that, but it's not a Metallica video, is it? And all of a sudden, the Black Album came out and the bottom dropped. Fucking everybody was playing metal on the radio. Remember that? Back in the good old days when everybody was still drunk. And, you could stand at the podium and almost believe what they were saying next to them. I think you still can if you do it right. But you better know what's good. Okay. Better know what's good. And that means if you can't be scientific, don't take the shot. I'll tell you what, buddy. What are they coming back around and doing now? Man, I'm not saying I told you so. I tell you what, if you have any respect for the people that were trying to do right by others, that would be good. No. Let's get this cleared out here. I got one more. I know I'm dragging ass, but I'm gonna do a little talking about stuff and a little bit of well, maybe if Alex wants to come on. I don't know. He said he was going to be social, but you know how people are. They talk about things and waiting to get out of the house or something. Maybe it's a lot later on in the night. I'll be closer to the festivities. Okay, we'll put this up here. I'm not much of a stay out all night just because it's fucking New Year's. Excuse me, my language. Sorry, just because it's New Year's. I don't want to be around a bunch of people I pay rent to be around at a greater rate than I pay here. I mean, if I want to be next to somebody, I'd probably call them up and have them come over because I just rather choose my people than have them choose me. I mean, well, yeah, I want to have them choose me too, but just not the whole rest of the bar and their friggin' $5 beers. If I ever drank anyway, I could do cold water right now. I have to get some milk. How many people here drink milk? Do you are you afraid to drink it whole, or do you think it'll get you fat if you drink well? I don't think so. I think it'll help you get skinny. Actually, I really have reasons. I mean, it's a very satiating drink, other than the extra sugar, but at least it's something your body can take a minute. Not a whole minute, but at least a little bit more time. I think that probably slows it down. There's sort of nature's like a formula there. It's a little bit different than your average sugar water, like Kool-Aid or something. So they say the president's not doing that good. Rachel Maddow just came on and got on her rickety soapbox. And I have no, pick a party. I don't care. It's based on your needs, right? We don't just identify with, who we think is an asshole and just vote for the other guy. That's stupid. Because what you might be doing is voting for our country down the drain faster than if you hadn't. What I mean by that is, if your needs absolutely positively has to be in that direction, have a reason. Not just he's an asshole. That's not a reason. That's a need for therapy. Yeah. And I know that I got some work to do too. And I'm sure everybody does. A lot of people that finally make it in life, whatever that means. If you believe that you've bloomed, that you when late bloomer people or any kind of bloomer people, if you're financially stable, you just think it's going to keep on coming in these fictitiously valued dollars that everyone believes in. Still talking now, right? Hopefully, I didn't check lately, but I did see the silver prices going a little bit to the north side. In a way that you might even want to buy some before the new year. Maybe even sell some shares if you got way you get an order in. I don't know if it's a market day or not, but it might be for online. Okay, I'm not investing anything. I'm not a financial advisor. Matter of fact, I don't even think this is a real nonfiction podcast, is it? last time I checked, I think it was some kind of Kong, like whispering pirate, mockumentary guy talking about his clown show. I don't even know what they're talking about even half the time. But I am one of the people that write the script. So one thing we do is we do it on the fly. So just be ready to help write it if you're going to do something. And if you got a comment about something we're talking about, maybe you could be one of the extras in our little show. But if you think we're talking about something real, you better check your homework, man. And if you haven't done it, don't be talking. Okay. Or if you got feels and you just want to stir things up a little bit, I mean, that's always helpful as long as it doesn't get out of hand. Okay. And so if you're feeling rowdy, or maybe you're just a little depressed and you want to get a quick dopamine fix by talking trash about something you don't really understand, I mean, here we go. Not really. I don't think you need to do that. I think you're a pretty good guy. You wouldn't do that, would you? Nah. And if anyone else tells you you ought to, I mean, maybe they're the asshole that should go out while you stay home because you don't want to be in that mess, do you? Thanks for agreeing, Shorty. You're doing the right thing. So, man, they said this guy is supposed to be the head of our, like, welcome McDonald's, how can I help you, sir? Like, dude, you really come here with that hair and that fake tan? Like, what? What do you mean, dog? Like, who are you calling dog, dude? Like, dude? Who you calling dude, dog? You fucking called me dude again. Call me dog again. Like, woofity woof. Oh, heck no. Heck no. Hi, Mike Johnson. How you doing, man? Man, that's an all capital letters name. Does that have any special meaning? Or is that just the way you like to write it? You know, it's kind of like writing something down with bass in your voice. You know, should we give this a little more, I don't know how to say this, but kind of like spanking the one in front of it, you know what I mean? By saying it really a little oomph. Maybe that's not the right way to put it. But if I got an interpretation from the man himself, it'd be a lot easier than trying to figure it out. But since it's not a nonfiction show, I guess we can make it up as we go along. If somebody wants to help us write it on the fly by correcting it, that's a good thing too. Well, you guys, I'm also making some curry for myself. You know, it's been one of those days. Oh man, it's gonna be good. If you want some, you can stop by and have some. But you gotta get here quick. So I'm just gonna make a little bowl for myself since we can have someone talking to you. As long as I don't munch on it too hard, it's not that kind of meal. And I won't. Oh boy, I won't chew it all out. See, I think I probably ought to use the name of this thing that just whispering pirate because I mean, it's a little late. You probably have to try to be quiet. So don't make too much noise if you're gonna say something. It's not really a podcast. You know, podcasts are all organized and stuff, and they're not as raw. They're not as live. They're not as real. And even though it's not a real podcast, even though it's not like all nonfiction and stuff, we might hit on some stuff that people could agree with. Like, you ever seen one of those movies where you kind of get the feel of it, and you're like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, while it is a fictional movie, though, yeah, but he's talking about stuff that's kind of right with the times and stuff, ain't it? Like, well, I guess you got that, but just don't try to say it's real. Like, okay, it won't. I mean, if you go do your homework and find out you researched something and whoever the author was decided maybe you should mention some of this little show. It's kind of like a smarter Trailer Park Boys without so many drinks out there. We don't do a lot of drinking. I don't know if you guys put yogurt on your cookie. I'm not going to do it right now because I just ate the rest of the yogurt. I don't feel like opening the other one. But I will have some milk. If you drink all these different kinds of really bougie organic milks, this isn't exactly that bougie, but it's probably a 7 out of 10. Unless you're counting like off the farm fresh. Excuse me. Then it's like a 5.5. Hey, dude, put them on. So, it's going bad. I think we just got to cover a few things because I don't know what the hell is that supposed to mean in a non-fictional world when you're on a fictional live thing on Substack or anywhere. I mean, we didn't have time to write it, so we're just going to write it on the fly. And if you like it, hit hit the like button, share. Maybe send a copy to your cats and dogs if they didn't get a chance to walk on the keyboard. And then if they're going to comment on it later, make sure you hit enter for the peak safety. And all the other names. And, well, it's hot, man. Who made this? It's good, though. Not too spicy. It's okay, something that's bad, You got spice later if you want. All right, this is going bad. What happens if, let's say we're in a movie about the dollar dropping to zero or something like that, or being forced to go to war because some guys that are all part of the same club decided to pretend like they're at war, and shit goes a little haywire, right? Man, that's scary. Well, it is kind of scary, but it's just a fictitious podcast. Not exactly a podcast. I'm not trying that hard, man. Don't be saying it's real, man. If you can do your homework and you know what's good, like the power of AI is awesome because you can actually figure it out. Now, what you're going to find if you ask certain questions or try to say certain things with the help of something like Grok or even ChatGPT or Gemini, they're gonna guardrail you sometimes. Even Grok. I haven't gotten as much with Grok, but I'm trying to get guardrailed. What I should probably do is do some case studies where I read an article that's getting guardrailed and I see it, and then automatically go to all the other ones and see if I can get a different response. Now, one reason that this is a purely fictitious stream of consciousness here is because, you're not going to believe a whispering pirate with a fucking clown nose on, are you? First of all. Two, if I if I have a clown nose on, and you call me a clown, what is that going to make a guy that's calling a guy with a clown nose on a clown? It's going to make a clown. And that clown would be the one calling the guy a clown, right? Obviously. If I'm writing it, I can say it. But I think there's maybe some truth to that. You just kind of got to sit around and watch, because if the clowns come out of the woodwork because the clown's calling a clown, he's going to know which one the clown is. I highly doubt it's going to be the one that's getting called it. I could be wrong, though. I really could be, because sometimes people write fiction in a way that is just to stir things up. I hope I'm not, but I'm not really trying to be right either. No, especially not. If you say I'm right, you're it's like kind of calling somebody an asshole when they're trying not to be one. Why you would sit here and listen to that stuff anyway if it were real? I don't know. It's just polluting your brain, getting you all worked up about nothing. And that might not be the way to go, really. We've got all this polarized and me pick a side, even the people that seem like they're trying to be funny about it are secretly like part of the club and just trying to get you freaking programmed with some odd shit that they tell them to freaking fill a order for. Hey man, things are getting a little bit too happy out there, a little too jovial, if you know what I'm saying. We can just dial these guys down and get them a little. Yeah, if we can turn that cheer knob back down a couple notches, that'd be fan-freaking-tastic. I don't know why you do that, but I guess you'd have to sponsor the media stream first, and since you haven't, so you have to go to HE double hockey 6 to do something like that. And it might be that that's where it's coming from anyway, honestly. But we also know that sometimes the best intentions pave the road to where ain't even got to use the hockey sticks in this hand again because, well, you already know. All right. Not everybody's heard that term, HE double hockey sticks. That's just another way of saying hell. And I don't think that we're trying to really support that country. They say South Heaven like it's somewhere you can go, and personally, I'm not really that fond of the idea. But sometimes you get sold and you don't even know it. That is a mother trucker. Um, have you guys, any of you in the listening audience, ever experienced something like that, where somebody attempted to? I don't even know how you go about it. Like, you go to certain places to sell stuff. Like, hey man, I got one of these. You want one? It used to be you walk in a friggin' bar with a DVD player or something. The guys be like, hey, you want one of these?
Like, what is it? What kind? Like $20. Like, hell yeah. Now you couldn't freaking give nothing away hardly like that. Like, you walk in a bar with a DVD player, they look at you like you're fucking missing a chromosome. Okay? Sorry for cursing, but tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong, buddy. I mean, now you wouldn't even be able to walk in dang, in the bar with freaking one of them handheld DVD players. Like, are you freaking nuts? Like, get out of here. You ain't buying your dumb DVD player. Who the hell's got DVDs? Well, it's to shoot when the sky falls. If you got batteries, it would be a real good idea. Well, the sky ain't falling yet. And plus, if you do let it fall and you don't have nothing to watch, maybe you got a guitar. Maybe you got a drum. You know, maybe you got something better to do. Maybe you got a campfire to get around and talk about the shit that nobody talks about before and settle a few things. Hmm? I mean, this is just idea. This is part of the story, man. Don't get bent out of shape. Nobody's telling you to do nothing. Nobody's trying to say nothing. Actually, they're just doing a little acting on the fly. It's like what do you call that? Improvisation, my friends. And if you're really good at improvising, maybe you'd be president. Because I think they probably do a lot of acting too sometimes. Remember the Royal Rumble? You know, how far are we into WWFification? I guess it's WWFification now. I don't know, that's starting to sound bad, really. Um, yeah, I like the part better. Like the coffee thing. What was that you did? Coffee? I think that was some kind of code, wasn't it? I don't know. I'm not really one of the conspiracy guys. But if you are, feel free to say something, man. I need to get a pulse here anyway. Are you guys alive out there? I got Mike Johnson. I got Alexei. Let's see. Alan. Hi, Alan. Thanks for joining, man. I remember he writes about moments that shape us. So, there's some times that shaped me that are pretty embarrassing to talk about. And it wouldn't exactly be a non-fictional podcast, but occasionally I do write about stuff like that, and I get pretty into details about certain things. If you got any questions about stuff, you can always write me in a direct message if you have any ideas or thoughts. Um, you know, I think that we're in a unique place in our history of the country, whatever the name of the country would be in this story, where people have been forced to choose what they have very little information about. It's almost like to the point of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Excellent, most excellent movie. I mean, if you could not be more righteous than these most excellent dudes, okay? But you know what? Sometimes it's not about being righteous. It's about San Dimas High School football rules. Motherfuckers. Sorry for cursing, but it would have flown for like 2 seconds before they turned it off. And not because it wasn't popular, because it was too much. It's too rowdy. Like, are you guys gonna let these freaking numbnuts fucking be the ones? Uh, no, we don't actually count the votes. No, sorry, no, no, don't say anything. All right, it's not gonna win. It might be that he got the popular vote. All right. I think that guy had a pretty unique hairdo too, didn't he? Shit, you not, buddy. Um, so they say Trump is down. Who gives a fuck? How many of us know what is good at all? I'm not saying that we don't, like, not the people here. Who knows what's good about what should be going up, what should be going down? Like, what is it that's the problem with silver? Like, why doesn't it get realistically valued? What is this stuff coming loose? Like, if you've got people rushing into either one, they know what's good in it, and they're trying so hard not to freaking buy it into silver because if they do, tell you what, I bet you in a movie about it, of course, when like AMC and all that GameStop stuff was going on. Oh my goodness! If these apes come out and they try to do things like ooh ooh I think I'm gonna buy some silver before it goes to the sky. There will be trumpets playing, my friends. Ever had to knock on wood? Yeah. Hopefully you're knocking on a bunch of silver in a freaking locked up safe too, with some metal to protect your little area of operation if you haven't already. Now some people can't. I don't know why they can't, but apparently it's not. You're not allowed to protect yourself, even if you know it's good, and you got some stains on your whatever you get the stain on it. It's your business, but um, some are harder to remove than others. I hear hydrogen peroxide and dish soap. Probably not all the time though. There are some things you can do that are very let's say they are very effective. And when you're on the ground, it doesn't matter if it's real or fiction or if you're an actor or what. How the hell are they going to know you're telling a story when you're walking down the street and you're an actor in your own play, right? How the hell are they going to know if you're singing a song about something real or you just were inspired by something and you wanted to convey a feeling? Okay. Like, or how are they going to know that you're singing a song about the place that you love the most because it's the place where you call home? Um, there may be some indicators that you're singing a song about something or somebody you love, but how do you know it's not just a spell that they wanted you to put on everyone else while you're singing it? Because some of them songs that are on the radio are kind of fucking weird, to be honest with you. And I mean, hate to try to be telling you honest stuff in the middle of a fictional podcast, but hey, they can be honest in fictional stories too. And I can, right? Remember Ricky from the Trailer Park Boys? It was, what was it that always had that tumbler glass? Julian. Man, that mother, dude, he could hold a drink though, couldn't he? I don't know if he held his liquor, but he sure held on to his drink. You ever see him drink it? Maybe a couple times. Oh, I gotta say, my favorite guy was, I mean, a story about it anyway. My favorite guy was Bubbles for sure. I would have loved to have Bubbles on the show. Maybe someday we will, just so he can talk about how hard it is to get the kiddies to hit enter on the keyboard when they get some good comment in. Lob one in. Like in the event that somebody's talking some dookie. You know what I mean? Um, there are people, even in a fictitious world, that will talk about things and they will fling the darndest stuff. Um, and it's like, do you guys even know what the hell's going on here? Like, no, they just told us. They said it'd give us $50 if you threw what? Oh, we didn't say that we were going to throw anything. What? They asked you to? Yeah, they gave me $100 though. Who'd you talk to? It's like that, ain't it? Have you ever heard of a crisis actor? You should look it up. Only in a fictitious Google search. Or maybe a dog pile or whatever it is. Ask Jeeves. Does anybody know who Jeeves was anyway? That just sounds a little weird. Like, Jeeves. Like, bro, who the fuck is Jeeves? It's not like something you might want to freaking get checked for by a Dick Smith. At least if you're in the Navy. That's another word for corpsman. Did you know that? Yep, it really is. I don't think they call him that out in the field, but um, no, they probably call him friends if they save somebody, which happens a lot. What's up, John? Man, so we've got this time where I haven't checked it today. I didn't really. I started writing an article about the silver stuff. I can actually tell you what's going on a little bit. Um, I know that we try to keep it rather fictional here, but every once in a while you got to touch on some things that are actually real, and they do in the movies all the time. Get off me, okay? I don't need to be 100% fictitious. I mean, don't you do your research before you do a historical movie or like one of these alternative history type deals? You ever watch? It was an interesting show. Damn it, I spilled my. Um, this is big chunks of meat, man. We got um. You watch Man in the High Castle? Wasn't that a trip? If you haven't, it's on Prime TV, I think. I don't know if it's still on, but gone it, man. I mean, some of the parts that you kind of are curious about, they don't come till later, kind of as a um, flashback or something. But wow, man, could you just imagine? Uh, I personally would like to see a world where we look at a slightly further distant into the future after what time would have been the Civil War, only to find out that it's more united and happy amongst all the people. But the Civil War didn't happen. And one of the first things that happened instead was a strike of people on the ground that all demanded, sorry, dude, hey, you want to get something done? You better get us paid. All of us. Oh, we got a gardening to do at home if we don't have to come in. So just let us know if you want to eat. Sound good? Bet. All right. Now, how much strength would I have taken away from somebody that's trying to hang you under something instead of having a foundation under them that you can step off? Because that's really what it is. I mean, I remember times when I looked up what is a Confederacy or Confederate. At different times in my personal history, like just to review it or figure out like what the hell really was that. I swear to God, I've seen imprints like an unlawful uprising against the Union government or whatever. Like broskies. First of all, you don't have to be racist to be a Confederate. Matter of fact, you don't even have to like slavery, but you do have to maintain a want for states' rights and a want for nothing left to be desired later. Okay? Because if you have any remote idea, which I barely do, to be honest with you, to know what this big beautiful bill is, I mean, I'm sure there's some other junky stuff going on that could probably raise a eyebrow or two of everyone. I hate to make it non-fictional for a second, but you'd wish there was some states' rights involved to the upside. Because these folks that want to make it seem like, oh no, we can't do nothing, they're going to find themselves south of heaven for sure. When people start getting an idea that makes any sense, I assure you that didn't. It really makes you wonder, like, how in the world they could pass something like that, knowing that an active imagination with just a few things in there in the wheelhouse there could probably conclude on some realistic end that we are not doing pretty good. Okay. Now, if you have any idea what AI can do now, how quick it's moved forward, I would say anyone in favor of that had any idea what it could do or what it will do or what it'd be able to do, in so much time, anyone that thought it was going to be cool to freeze the laws related to stuff like that for like about 10 years, I'd say they could smoke another one. Go down to the gas station, they got them in little rollies and stuff like that, or you can get vapes. I don't know. They've been kind of mixing up since some new legislation got passed, but for the time being, if you are that high or that stoned and you're fucking actually thinking that was a good idea, first of all, maybe it's time to stop representing people here because you have, motherfucker. What are you smoking if you think that was a good idea? And another thing is, if those guys are going to be the ones that are deciding what kind of laws are made about stuff like AI while they're also pushing media, sometimes these guys own their own media conglomerates and they're trying to boogeyman eyes them really dark boogeyman eyes, ones that look all scary in the dark. They're boogeyman eyes and AI. Just like they would do on Trailer Park Boys. You know what I mean? I don't think they don't run it anymore, do it? But if they did, hey, I'd be running everything. Like, why you gotta say hi to yourself? No, I'm using Hey I. Like, dude, bro, don't be a computer guy. No, but it makes everything better, man. Like, listen to this guy. Thinks he knows something. No, actually, I do because I've been doing my homework and getting it to do my research for me. Like, you what? You do whole what? Like, no, homework, man. You heard that right? Uh, I thought you needed car face, man. Well, you know, there's some things you just shouldn't roll down the road too far. And fortunately, you've got somebody to tell you, even if it's just in a little fictitious rendition of something that hasn't gone totally into being written yet. But it will be by the time it's over. You know what I mean? Um, hopefully, by the time it's over, it's better than if it was not spoken about. And even if it was just spoken about by a clown or some mockumentary about a guy and his stupid fucking clown show, he maybe doesn't put on the nose. It just says he does on the radio. I mean, are you crazy? You let those guys do that. What are we talking about needing to change? Like, whose approval ratings are we even having to say in, or any credibility to say shit about? I know I don't. I mean, not that much. No, I just look at stuff. Bitch about it on the side because I mean, what am I going to do? Vote? I heard they let felons vote now, though. Is that true, or are they just going in there and somehow doing that when they're not supposed to? Um, sometimes you make mistakes you don't know until you're done later, and you end up in a situation where it's easier to be sure that you're already, yeah, you're already honest about it. There ain't no sense in fighting him, which I'm not exactly sure if that would have helped anyway. Although I did learn a lot in the process. It also taught me a lot about people, like who my real friends are. Tell you what, if you want to find out who your friends are, tell them some dirt on you, even if it ain't true. And then find people to kind of bump into that guy and see what they say. Yeah. I mean, that's almost too much work sometimes. Usually people that want to judge you will find reasons anyway. You just see who stays warm, you know what I mean? Um, Sometimes love comes out of the damnedest things, including the guy that you heard from somebody else was something that he don't seem like he is. And even if he is, do you even know what love looks like, dude? Because if you don't, you'd always hang around and find out. Yeah, I mean, it's it's a stranger than fiction world where a lot of things that can be learned will never be learned on the front end. If you want to mainstream shit that they don't want you to know, the chances of you getting real far with it are in a clown show. I hate to make it sound like a Dr. Seuss book, but that's probably as far as we're ever going to get it if we want to say something. So don't be trying to say it's true. That would be foolish. The thing you got to remember is that when we watch the news, guys, that's a really not that non-fictional either. I mean, when is the last time you ever looked at a friend and had them say, sources say, insert factualized nonsense, and then they stand on it and you're like, really? Like, dude, yes, sources, duh. Sources say, like, or the guy that wants you to believe something, won't give you facts, but panders to your emotions for way longer than he should. Bro, shut the fuck up. Like, how are you thinking that we're going to believe you? How many times have you had a friend that actually tried to come at you that way and look at them like that's all you needed was them to go fucking emo on you and then you quiet down and believe it? Anyone? I mean, please, no, if you have looked at that panel stuff on television, where they run freaking 3, 4 people together with slightly different, ideas about what is good and what's bad, right? Or, what we might want or what we might not want. We're going to get those guys to talk about 50% of reality that is the stuff you should even know about, throw in some bullshit that's just bias, and then decide after a little while of talking, they covered all the bases and everyone's going to feel worn out. Okay. Everyone's going to feel so worn out that when you bring it up at the dinner table, some people are they've already had it. Like they were running it off to the side on the news at work. Just say it, just keep themselves abreast of it, right? Like the only tips they want after work are the kind you can freaking put in a boulder holder, not fucking some bullshit you think about the fucking stuff they already beat the hell out of at work. You know what I mean? Um, no, no, they didn't beat the hell out of it. They didn't even cover half of it. All right. And if you think that that was a beating the hell out of it, what you did was you wasted your emo energy on something that got you tired out before you could ever find out what was good. And if you go home, and you don't care. There may be some wool getting pulled and you wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know. Damn the jokes, man. So I don't know who people like. What is it that gets into people that try to get on the radio and be funny about stuff? When everyone else is getting beat up for no reason about stuff they don't even understand. You know, I mean, pull the sponsorship. Nope, nope. That's one tick too far over the line there. Well, if I could see a gnat's ass, I probably see a freaking sore thumb. And if I can see a sore thumb, I see a guy that's dumb. Yep, I can. And it might not sound smart to you, but it's a lot better than sitting and listening to a bunch of people go emo wearing out nonsense that ain't even the whole truth. I just saw in a movie one time, though. It's not something I know. I mean, this is just a brainstorm for later on down the road if we ever have a real podcast. I'm just kind of playing it out, right? Theater of this, theater of that. I had a dog, I had a cat that I didn't forget to hit enter for when they walked on the keyboard trying to make a comment. And if you have a cat that is still listening, but you're off fiddling around making New Year's Eve breakfast or whatever, like you better get back here and hit enter for your cat. That's a lot of nerve, buddy. A lot of daggone nerve. I love you though. Tell you what, it's what time is it? It's 8:16. I'm really hoping to hear from somebody I love, man. I don't know. It's bugging me, and I'm trying to get myself to stay motivated and do some New Year's what's that? New Year's Eve housekeeping. Because God forbid they do come, I want to make sure it's not a total fucking sigh. It won't be, but I've been depressed, man, about real stuff. um, I think we also should look to times like 1933, as a comparison historically, to times like right now. For a number of reasons, some I actually took the time to write down. I might find my notes here. Or I had some directive research going on by my imaginary secretary. Where did this come from? Okay. Manual of Forgotten Rights. That was a different topic. Subject. Sometimes I start brainstorming stuff and I get on one topic and then I'm inspired by another thing that happens when the research gets done to try to support what I'm saying. And then I go off on that one. That's sort of what happened here. I can't even remember what the beginning was about. I don't care. But you want to hear, I'm actually just going to read this to you. We can read it together and talk about it. If you want to comment, you can. I don't know who's here still. Is anybody here? Alan? I know Alex is probably here. He's probably making some music. Coming along to himself. I might have to make some music too. I don't know if I'm going to stop this one and start another one and then retitle it or just get it going. Sometimes I call it guitar therapy and I just go and run in my mouth and don't do nothing. Guitar wise, anyway. But you can't be a paperback writer all the time, you know? Kind of hope to be in a hardcover sometimes. And not the kind you got to have to get into Kevlar. Know what I mean? Hopefully you're not running around with a chicken plate on or saying a prayer with fucking was towel your ass or something. I guess one way you can save yourself is by staying ready, and that includes not showering, people. You got your head out of the shower, you're not going to be having it looking where you're freaking helping nothing. And that's a damn shame because you might have to smell like gas while you keep yourself alive. That includes your battle buddy that voted for the other guy. Yeah, back in the day, we used to talk shit to each other, but now we're pretty good. Ain't that right? Yep. Yeah, I got a little inspiration once they told me I needed one. What was that? Well, they said if you're going to pick a battle buddy, you might as well pick an asshole because you're going to need it. Took me a while to figure that out, but, now I'm out here in the smoke. I'm pretty glad I did. Could you imagine if that was your story? Motherfucker. No, we are going to look at this sober stuff. One time I was at the bus stop. I actually like riding the bus because you don't have to look at the people in the rear view being assholes. You can just ride it and not even worry. Even if somebody would crash in the back of that bus, like the chances of it affecting you, not that much anyway. Very slim. Just word of advice. So sometimes I talk about the things that come up at the bus stop or on the bus. And I was talking to this guy. He said he was in college, about to go. And I said, "You ever check out like starting a business? Like instead of say doing something like joining the military, what if you were to look up and just study the what do you call it, SAM.gov website, and see if there's anything you could just jump into? I mean, there are kids that can build models and do all kinds of stuff that almost qualifies as a semi-skilled trade or a skilled trade. And they might have just picked it up along the way because they were interested. And they don't need a whole lot more other than some like enriched knowledge on certain things, that they could probably learn on the fly while they've aged their business credit. And potentially, if it's the right kind of business, gotten grants for. I mean, you could literally fucking start, excuse my language, but if you're 18 years old, or even if you're 16 or 17, you talk to your parents and tell them what your strategy is and what your idea is and all this stuff. First of all, if your parents don't have the faith to start their own business, it might be a little bit of a push. Okay, but if you can sell it to them and get them on board in a way that is faithfully informed, it could be that you'd be doing better than if you'd have gone in the military, because not only could you get yourself educated, you probably, as a part of the company's benefits, send both of your parents to school, at least part time, to help you if they hadn't got any before. There's some types of business that and if you want to be mad at Trump, here's a chance, buddy. Some of the stuff he changed made it so that just Joe Schmuckatelli with hardly any other qualifications, if he fucking grabbed his sack and wanted to start a business and decided he didn't need faith, but he wanted to do it anyway, I'm pretty sure he could. You just have to have yourself incorporated. You have to have a good reason, that's not fucking bunk, and go start a business. I mean, it's a little more than that, but it's also a lot less than being stuck in a field that if you were a fellow contractor with certain qualifications, it may be that you're settling your requirement for the selective service anyway. All bullshit aside. I think that's where the conversation went to, was that with the help of ChatGPT, I know I was talking about mentioning silver here, but sometimes you get in the weeds and it gets good. Let's ask it just to cover that one more time. Can I do work as a federal, not fictitiously, of course, as a federal contractor in place of getting drafted or joining the military in the wartime. Drafted or joining. Now, I'm not saying, don't go to support your country, but if you do support your country in a way that adds value and can help people that are going or selecting to go, if you're adding value that can't be taken away, who can bitch? You've got to think about this, man, for your country. Like, if you're going to get anywhere, a lot of people get mad because they didn't have opportunity that they could have fucking reached out and grabbed. If anyone would have talked to them, like if anyone had said, "Brian, you know what, dude? I mean, you kind of got that entrepreneurial spirit. I mean, you don't exactly know what to do, but there are a lot of things you know what to do better than a lot of people that start businesses that are making fucking money, bro. Like, fucking mean. Like, dude, just start one, come up with a reason, and if it changes, change the fucking reason. Excuse my, sorry about the F-bombs, sailors, zoomies, whatever. Just try to put your flight line in there first next time. You know what I mean? Speed of value. Okay. Can I do work as a federal contractor in place of getting drafted or joining the army, military, whatever, in a wartime situation? What would qualify? In place of. Let's see what it says. Sorry if that cut out a little bit. We'll be right back here. Okay, it's doing its thing. Now I can watch. See, that's the cool thing about the AI. It'll just chug along whenever I got something ready for you. I got it here. Okie dokie. I started a list of weird Saturday morning cartoons because some of the ones that I remember were like ones that no kid should have had really. Like, what are you guys talking about? Like, you were just getting way too weird now that I understand this. And when I remember Elf, I was trying to find out what it ranked as the top 50 of weird cartoons. And Elf comes in at 13 and 14. Elf, the animated series, and Elf Tales, just after RoboCop, the animated series. That was the 12th weirdest, according to the system of ranking. I do not know. Okay, so keep that in mind. I mean, these are fictitious stories we're talking about, so no, don't anybody get it on you in a bundle, or if you're not wearing them, just sit down. Okay. All right, just make sure your pants are clean or something, or you're clean. Image resolution request. Nope. Late night motion. There we go. Okay. Actually, we'll start with this that I just asked. Save that silver stuff. Can federal contracting replace getting drafted? Oh, not automatically. But having or starting a federal contracting job doesn't let you opt out of induction by default. If a draft were reinstated, selective service would classify you and you'd have to claim an exemption, deferment, postponement based on rules in effect at the time. What does that mean? Let's see. Okay, I'm glad I asked the part. The real in place of military service lane, the clearest instead of military path is alternative service, which is what? But it's for people classified as conscientious objectors. Now, if you have any education at all and you're not a conscientious objector, man, you might want to get some more. And I hate to tell you that because it would give you brain damage and you probably don't want it. So just go anyway. Think it sounds good? All right, good. Opposed to participation in war in any form, if granted, you can be assigned civilian work that serves the national health, safety, and trust. And, some people might call you a pussy, but if you know that people are getting sent into a meat grinder where there aren't a lot of rocks, chances of that stopping it anytime soon. Knowing the way that they freaking kept that thing turning recently. Oh my goodness, man. Now, that doesn't mean you can't run in with Death Wish and save your battle buddy, but just know that you're taking a risk and you better freaking train and stay in shape. And that doesn't mean following the food pyramid. Okay. You want to stay in shape. Look at the research, not the wall. All right, dude. Real talk. And if you're gonna listen to somebody medicalized, somebody of that nature, I would probably look at the people that never got fat and just ask them what they do. You know what I mean? And if it turns out they're getting drunk and smoking cigarettes, that's somebody else. Okay. It could just be that they didn't eat dinner because they were drinking enough sugar water that had just been modified a little bit. That's not very good for your body either. That's like one of the worst things you do. But sugar is really, if you ever had a, what do you call it, non-alcoholic um, pancreatic cancer or something like that, that's sugar. So hunter-gatherers, the reason why that shit works is because you eat, it's feast or famine, but during the famine, it's not like you don't eat. You're probably fasting on a lot of protein. Where during a feast, you get a lot of that protein, a lot of that fat. And believe it or not, that's the time when you're probably going to be burning all that freaking carb shit off when you're feasting. That's the same reason why I said, hey, dude, you probably want to drink that whole milk. If you drink skim milk or 1%, all you're doing is having them rob you with stuff that's good for you and give you the rest, thinking that you're not going to notice, and then charging you money for taking it out while they sell it to somebody else that knows what's good. Smoke another one, buddy. That's right. Because skim milk is not going to go into anything I make. I don't even understand why they put it in yogurt. Like, why don't you guys start with whole milk if you're going to get it that thick? Weird science, buddy. Weird science. Other thing about weird science is some of the stuff they put in your food to make it seem like the food you like. I mean, once your yogurt starts getting as cheap as like, a box of Jell-O, you got to wonder if there's some of that in there. It don't have to be clear. Okay, and I've gotten some of that Jell-O brought to me when I ordered my groceries on DoorDash. Somebody thought they'd be a freaking wise guy and give me the cheapest yogurt. Like they're doing me a favor if they don't get a different one that's, not the one I wanted and expensive. Okay, I get it, guy. I get it. Thank you. It does seem a little like Jell-O, though. There's a gelatin in here. Like, well, what do they do that for? I mean, hey, just a story about it. That's all. That's just a story about it. Yep. All right, back to the point here. So, conscientious objectors, excuse me. Could contractor work help you get deferred? Potentially, if the draft rules in that moment include occupational deferments and your job is considered critical. So if you're already an ingenuitive person that's got a lot of cool ideas and you can do something that's going to help the military in some way, really help, dude, it might be a piece of plastic for a rucksack. You know what I mean? If it's a heavy duty piece of plastic that does exactly the thing that really makes it a lot easier for whatever reason to do something critical, like something with your water, something with your freaking weapon, keeping it more in position than if you were to just be walking and have to let it go to take a drink. Now, I understand the camelback shit and all that, but still, it's not perfect. And if you've ever been in the dang 140-degree desert with your sleeves on and all that, I mean, you're going to be one to have that water ready. You're going to be one to have that at the ready, too. You know what I'm saying? And it may be that you're just sitting there guarding your garden back in the home because it could get real like that. You may want to be ready to. Okay. And if you think I'm joking, just stand by. Hopefully never. I pray that we can come to some place in the world where, or even in the universe, where people don't get dumb ideas like want to kill somebody they don't know because of some asshole lying to them about it on the TV. A lot of that shit happens. Or say like they have some weird freaking reason that's totally not even anywhere close to something you'd believe anyway. And so they make up some other reason they'll go there like, hey man, we got some really important otherworldly kind of stuff down there. And if I told you anymore, I'd have to Well, let's just say you want to go home, don't you? Like, oh, really? That's why. Yeah, I didn't know why they said that other stuff. Didn't seem like it was true. Maybe that's why they use some things like sources say and all that, just trying to get. Yep, yep. And if you don't think they have a whole entire, you know, manual for bullshitting you into thinking that something's a good idea, wait till they get to the last part where the troubleshooting trees run out and they're talking about killing, babies and stuff like that. I bet you'll be rushing in. Every war has casualties. That's called, what do they call it? Collateral damage. Damn it. Happens. But there were some people that, if they knew what's good and they wanted to get home, if you were going to grow up to be the enemy, what did they do? They They probably weren't that honorable, but they made sure they weren't coming back. At least all the stories I read. And that's not very cool, man. Especially when they hadn't even learned how to be the enemy yet. What are you gonna do? You're gonna be the one that's on the TV instead, saying sources say, trying to get people to believe it. You're probably so busy reading it with that special announcer voice that you don't even realize the words are coming out of your mouth. But the ones that do, they often seem like they're affected to the point where they get burnt out and they're like, nope, dude, I ain't doing no more. Like, not unless you let me have that Ron friggin' was that Burgundy guy? That's right. God dang him. American or not. Wanna die? All right, you're going. See you later, everybody. Good luck. Next. Smack him on the ass. Get him out of here. Hey, watch that. Not that low. You know what I'm saying? Fucking ass. Jeez, dude. Like, and then they had the. Never mind. Never mind. There's some things that aren't good for morale, man. And knowing about reality might be one of them. That's why we're not going to do that here. Not even close. Don't accuse us of it. I mean, we can talk. There's some pretty realistic movies about stuff that used to or could have been real. And if we can give you ideas about stuff like that to do with whatever you need to, I'm not telling you what you need to do. I probably don't know anyway. And if I did, I sure wouldn't be loud about it. You think they're going to let a guy like that talk on a freaking radio or whatever the hell he's coming out of? Smoke another one, buddy. Actually, you might want to quit because you're a little too far in there. A little too far in. And this is coming from somebody that went there, and just imagine all the possibilities. I'm so glad that I was a avionics guy. I worked on electronics. I worked on automatic test equipment, and I worked on like, can you imagine the space cadet type of survival rate in a place where there's actually crossfire going? I don't want to be chasing a butterfly or a shiny thing, thinking about that box that I need to repair after lunch, and have to worry about needing to join a fire team because we're getting an ambush or something like that. I'm sure that happens sometimes. Personally, I was the guy who was eating his MREs and not going to the chow hall because I didn't want to fucking be standing around a bunch of swinging dicks just to get fucking fried food and goddamn fucking burgers on white bread type shit. I'd rather have a beef teriyaki MRE any day of the week, dude. I almost got in a fight over one time. Josh Anderson from Rio. He was a good guy, man. He was always talking about being an industrial maintenance guy. I am sure he's probably making $100,000 a year, a little bit of overtime. I mean, I'm more. He might be working for somebody like Johnson Controls or something now. Who knows? I don't know. I really don't know. But hey, man, I hope you enjoyed that MRE because that was my favorite one, and that's the only one I didn't put my name on. Or wait, no, it was the other way around. Those were the only ones I didn't put my name on. Mine was the one I wanted to keep. After I just dragged all these ones that weren't anywhere but in the burn pit, getting ready to get thrown out because the stupid fucking moisture indicator was off. Like, bro, it's damn MRE. It's fucking sealed. But sorry for bringing the riches in. Yeah. Just a little sea story. Oh, man. I'll tell you about the time I got food poisoning from a can of chicken. Maybe we should go with the rest of this thing. Yeah. It was the largest gathering of military helicopters ever in the history of mankind that we know of. I mean, there could have been another history that went further back, but don't try to read geological evidence around stuff, okay? Damn, dude. You fucking want to work here? Like, isn't that something you ask like a entry level guy? Yeah, well, if you want to stay long enough to get tenure, you may want to answer it. Ain't that right, pal? Damn it. Damn the jokes. Let's not talk about stuff that's real, man. I mean, you could make a movie about it, I'm sure, but who's got time for that when you're writing a mockumentary? For fuck's sake. Okay. So the clearest set of military paths is alternative service. We already know that. Uh, Potentially the draft rules include occupational deferments. Historically, classifications included 2A, deferred because of civilian occupation, 2C, agricultural occupation, and others. Like people that want to make food, hopefully they're not getting sprayed on too hard, because that seems to be causing stuff that guys are getting sued for now. Or, companies with rights of guys, like guys, or, a couple guys, whatever. They get a lot of voting done because they can afford to put money in pockets of people that talk to people who vote. And sometimes, those guys are into those dark art things or weird, bending over exercises and stuff that are more about other kinds of exercise than the military exercise. Until you get to the point where you got to support something and you're like, hey, man, you made a movie on that? Oh, shit, man. Looks like you're voting yes. Oh, God, man. What? Some bitch, man. Ain't they doing something like that right now? Some kind of other documentary series? Man, I don't pay that much attention to the news or I don't even watch YouTube anymore, hardly. But I bet if I did, it'd be something I could talk about more. Like you'd want to hear about it. I'm sure not. But if that wasn't a picture for your mind, then you know, go home. Well, you are home. Hope you got the day off or get some overtime at a leisurely pace. All right, that's not something you choose if your occupation or da da da. They're gonna still choose it for you. If you're like deaf or blind or somehow handicapped in some way, it could be that you're not getting children. But I suppose if you're able to see and run, I mean, they might have still been able to send my dad. I don't know how long he would have been waiting for it, but he got a perfect PFC score. And he always bragged about that. But I mean, if he had gone that way, I might not be here. He always wanted to fly an airplane. He was probably in the best shape for it. Hopefully that would have done better than just being on the ground. But God willing, he did not go, and I'm here. Just didn't have a whole lot of people tell me to shut up when I was being weird on the side of the dinner table or whatever. Or me and my brother be talking about something like cross talking. It could be, hey man, where to get some, and as long as we weren't cursing at each other, everything's fine. All jokes aside, man. But it's obviously there were things that you traded for that small bit of dinner table sovereignty, let's say. Okay, and you wonder if maybe you could have traded for something else instead. If it would have been good. Um, you know, you've got to think about things sometimes. And if you got too much time, you might get brain damage. So just watch how much you think. Or if you're going to be doing something that you've chosen and you find out that it might be bad, wait till you motherfucking get done. Would you? Don't be asking questions about that shit. What you stupid? No, dude. Look, I understand you're writing a mockumentary, but don't be asking questions about stuff that could affect you while you're doing it, man. If you got beautiful wife at home, kids, da da da. Like now ain't the time to find out it's bad. Please don't do that. Now, you might even not even know what to not ask. That's why you ask how to do your job. You ask how to get better. You ask how to lift your family up. And if that don't satisfy you, go for a fucking run or something. If you just happen to have a mind that puts things together and leads you to believe that you're onto some shit, man, you probably are. Sit down. Don't tell your neighbor. Okay, because he might be scarier than you are, and you're not even going to know that he is until you bring something up that really fucking gets him feeling funny. And then next thing you know, you got people in the neighborhood talking about what a fucking whiz bang Yahoo you are without the clown nose on. Whatever the hell that is, I don't know, but you'd find out. and it's not always the best to have unfamiliar eyes thinking that they're familiar with you. But it's probably better than doing it with funky words next to your name. I can tell you that. But to each their own. I mean, you want to try it, you can. That's one thing you're free to speak on the things you know. If you happen to be good at putting certain things together, if you happen to be counting, sheep when you go to sleep, don't tell them how many there are. They just got to get to sleep too. You know what I mean? Don't tell me how many fucking sheep there are, dude. The fuck? Are you nuts? Like, you think I want to stay up listening to you, man? Jeez. Really, man? I suppose that's better than having to hear him talk about something that's real that's going to be scary right before you go to bed. So here's a trade-off. You got to watch it. Mind your trade-offs. Um, ah. Now, one thing you can always do if you're not sure about what it is or how it's going to go, and you know you're going to get good, you've already gotten good at what you need to do is, man, you can always try to do a little magic. And I don't mean like any old kind of magic. I mean the good kind. The kind that saves the good guys. Every once in a while, people get dragged into magic stuff that's not really good, and it ain't really good guys. But there are a lot of good people in it. And by the time they get far enough into knowing what they've gotten themselves into, man, they already got you on that tape, don't they? Son of a bitch. That's a really cruel way to do business, ain't it? You can argue with it? Son of a bitch, man. Now, I understand that there's some people with some dark ideas in and around my life. And I hope they heal in a way that they're able to feel the love, and get to share some of it before they go the other way. And not necessarily south of heaven, but, you know, somewhere below. Because I know I'm going sometime too. And I know there's people that would probably say more good things about me than you would. And if you don't get to know them, there's always a guy that's watching over me, man. And I really hope that it goes good for you too. I really do. And yeah, you just never know what we're afraid of could be our best friend if we let it. Some of the scariest people I've ever met, in terms of how they looked when I first met them, were some of the coolest fucking guys, honestly. And I would have definitely run into a battle with them, and I would have been their battle buddy. Uh, and not one of us at this time would have been able to qualify to do that, unless they were to offer us some better than too good to be true deal that most people don't get to actually see the end of. It's like, hey, shitstorm or stink eye. Oh, man, I'm kind of getting used to the stink eye, and I really don't think I'm that bad of a guy. I think I'm just going to stand through it. But if things look bad enough, you've got an emotional weight on you. You may very well believe it's a good idea, and it could be one of your best options. But golly, man, you still got time left. You can always choose again. A lot of people get offers they can't refuse and stuff. A lot of people say, "I am really sorry. I used to be scared of you, but now I'm not. See if I care. I'm going this way, and I'm gonna do what I feel is right. And I'm sorry it's not what you want." Sounds like a good movie, don't it? It doesn't have to be one. You can write it into your life if you want to. But you're gonna have a battle buddy with a little bit of experience, and that means you might be looking for an asshole that's kind of a salty fucker, and not in the ways everybody knows or says. Even though they say a lot, I don't think they'd be able to put their finger on one if they wanted to. There's a reason we don't wear tighty whities around here. They don't say white that often, motherfuckers. We're just writing a mockumentary about a clown show. Sorry for getting too serious, man. I love you, man. I really hope you are right there with me. because I need you to. I need to make this work, and I want to make it work. And you know who I'm talking to. So, yeah, thanks for your help, man. I appreciate it. But before we go, let's play some music. We don't want to take all day. I don't want to. I know it's New Year's. I'm not going to sit here and make a 5-hour fucking ordeal of it. Let's play a couple songs. If you got a request, please don't be afraid to make them. Oh. Hi, Alina. Looks like we're 8 strong here. It's New Year's Eve day, and we're doing okay. Hopefully, we've warmed a little bit of chest matter there. If not, you can listen to it later and think about the good old times when it was all good, and it still is because you listened. Even if it is a fictitious clown show, it might have something in it. All right, let's go, man. I'm not waiting for you to be shy about it. I want you to make a request. I don't care. Pick up. Matter of fact, if you wanted to go to the Ultimate Guitar website, if you Google it, you can look at the top 100 list. Man, almost every one of those songs I've tried. Pick me 2, and I'll play one. Okay, maybe 3, mostly 2 though. Okay, what do we got here? I'm gonna have to friggin' step up the morale here. They don't really make a lot of morale booster songs. I don't know if you notice. We got a little bit more together today, but I really am sad about somebody not understanding how much I love them and being able to hear it from you. Sometimes you gotta make some sacrifices when you're scared of how everybody's gonna look at you. Believe me, I've been looked at with more stink eyes than that, and I'm here loving you. Oh yeah, it's like, no, what I need is some feedback, man, because I'm not always trying to have it. Well, there's a reason why I was gonna stop it and start when it's. I was gonna stop it and put the real friggin' mic on. But if you guys tell me I'm not an asshole for playing it like this, I won't. So please speak up if you think it could sound no better. You don't think it could sound better? See if we get all this feedback. No feedback. I'm sorry if the cats can't give feedback. It's up to you to hit enter, man. Out of my bag. Um, you're gonna have to do some work for your cat if he's gonna be the one to lead the charge. Can't just leave him there alone all the time. He might need a little water in his dish. I mean, a lot of times people turn the heater on. They don't realize it's getting that warm on the day that's a little bit warmer. It's really freaking cold outside here, though. Sometimes I just jam out with myself. See if I can set up this up. Sound check at Mayday. Pan. We need a sound check on the water. That's from? That's from my it was like the first line of test to get some qualification for D. What does this say? I ain't doing this. There's some of the things they put on freaking Instagram, man, like racially charged stuff. I don't know, dude. They're not always doing you a favor, man. Because all it's doing is dividing people that are gonna have to stick together if they want to survive later. For real. If you don't get it, just get it together and you won't have to worry about it. Because that's all you can do anyway. Now I'm gonna get a tiny thing butterflied if I look at these
Instagram stuff here. Get me out of there. This Alex, that art is cool if you're able to see it. Maybe I can get a little I'll get a little download of this, and oh, that looks almost kind of witchy. It was like a graffiti thing or something. We'll go ahead and make that our featured cover for the. I gotta say, I can later. I don't need to worry about it now though. Just let you know that. Can I get a sound check? Boom, boom. Let's see. Can I get a sound check from Moscow? Question mark. He's a dude I met on Substack because we kind of got interesting taste in weird stuff off Brainiac stuff. Okay. So now that I got that, I got to do a sound check with somebody. Well, Lena, I don't know if you're listening. You can tell me if I'm listening. So let's do a little experiment here. I know I put what could go. I was like, say things going wrong or something like that. It wasn't the warmest, most inviting guitar therapy type of title there. Let's go ahead and turn it up. Wait, not about. You're not talking about there. Video. Good. I'm not gonna worry about the light, but yeah. So when I got the camera on, I gotta have the. So nobody thinks it sounds like junk, huh? Ah, man, I wonder if I could start another live while I'm doing this one. Let's do a little experimentation, and then we can write about it. So I'll bring another worse than that. What do you think? Okay. One thing I had to do is check on my battery. I got battery power on there, enough to last probably a handful of songs. Nobody's making requests yet, not even a cat or a dog. Not even a dog or a cat. That's okay. I got songs. Like I said, if you pick, what are you doing? Let me see. One thing I learned from I'll never forget it too. I learned from a, let me turn this on. Even to a guitar guy to fucking real sound eye or the damn. Maybe somebody will make us all popular, and we'll have to write the clown show with fucking real lights on. I might get it a little bit irritating. Yeah, screw it. Nice. Just wanted to have studio lights on too. So, not that sick. It's my show. Oh, you should okay, so what's going on? About this. There you go, light done. So, got our handy dandy laptop. I've had this Lenovo Yoga laptop for it's manufactured in 2019. It's amazing how nicely things work when you take care of them and don't watch a bunch of freaking prawn on them. You know what I mean? I mean, look, there's been a decent amount of getting weird down on this computer, but not like a shit ton. It's still working. Not got any fucked up viruses or anything. All jokes aside, if you're gonna make a real podcast about fictitious clown show stuff, I mean, you got to come with something. It ain't gonna be bullshit. Especially when you already got people talking bullshit. That ain't gonna work really. Let's go. So, I'm sure not everybody does. They start getting no guy. Maybe it's the reason you stand up or something. It's like if you're gonna have a reason to run in there, like at least have a reason that you start with, not a reason you end with. Let's go. It helps to listen to people that actually found it. So, well, sure, we could do that song. It's kind of cheesy, but only reason for me change you what you used to be. All right, let's not cut the jokes, man. Oh, so what I had to do is, it. You guys want to win, man. Nobody's talking, so you're not saying no. We'll get this thing working, man. Yeah. Yeah. You guys want songs, you know, you do your duty. You're right, dude. It's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, 1, 2, 3 rounds. Thank you. No, vote for me. That if you're breathing your lungs, you use your, and if you happen to be banging somebody right now, tell you what, I play small inner zones, help them up a little bit. Um, there's like nitric oxide that your body helps release naturally. That happens more when you're, that thing's warmed up. Let me grab some more of this, or you want some more? There's some cool left. We got a Wondery TV.
I can't connect to the Wi-Fi network. You might want to check the connection settings in the Google Home app.
Give you something there. Man, I tell you what, if you knew how much of an asshole Chef Boyardee was, you would totally eat this instead. Like, bruh. I don't think that's the name of the company, is it? You can't be that bad. You got a happy face, don't you? That's when things get a little deceptive. So no, this part isn't clown show. Well, it is if I fuck up, but if I do well, it's not. So just make sure you imagine a clown noise, when I'm, let's see if we got internet soon. Okay, well, the light's not going on. I would imagine that it's countdown to internet time. I can always turn the hotspot on, but it's just, works. How's it going, Vaughn? I made some curry.
The Wi-Fi network.
Can you just fucking chill, dude?
Settings in the Google Home app.
Give me a second, man. I don't need you to sit here and comment on everything. Okay?
This thing's been a little bit weird today. Telling me I gotta enter my password. What the fuck? Are you shitting me? Really? That is something else. Okay. Some information changed since the last time you connected. We need additional information to complete the connection. Well, hmm. Now sometimes things are just off for some other reason, but that is a really curious little um thing there. So, pardon me. You did not miss anything except for me talking about let's see. Oh, I didn't get around to the silver stuff. So internet's on. What the fuck? What are you talking about, bro? I don't even understand this. Okay, that was odd. Huh. Okay, connect. Stop. Excuse me, man, for interrupting here. Connected security. Oh, that was weird. All right. Well, so that wouldn't have made sense since I had. Yeah, something must have got jumbled up there. I'm not going to worry about it now. For your sake. Um, a lot of you know, fictitious stuff that might sound real just a tiny bit, but could easily be in a documentary about a guy in his clown show. Just getting a little into the weeds on New Year's Eve day morning. What do you have of requests from the top 100 song list on the Ultimate Guitar website? I have my list. If I could show it to you, I could find a way to show that to you. I could print and actually put it up on my Substack. And that way you could have a list of songs that I'm pretty sure I could play. Some of them I don't work that hard at, but other ones I have. And I'm pretty excited about turning certain ones into country. Are you a Mudvayne fan by any chance? So the story about this song, I became, let's say I've grown to like the song because it's on the End of All Things to Come album. It's a black colored album cover. It came out right to Kuwait and Iraq. And I honestly, I hadn't asked too many questions then, and I'm glad. That should give me brain damage after it. Every time you learn about the world, considering nothing's perfect and it's always a work in progress. If you don't get feelings about it, you're probably numb for some other reason, and hopefully not so numb that you never get any clue. But I tell you what, some people aren't gifted to be able to handle the truth as much as they're able to figure it out. I would say I'm right, maybe in the middle somewhere. You know, but you need the people that can handle it just as much as you need the people that can figure it out. You just want them to be honest with you so that while you're handling it, they're figuring it out. Because we're not a country of people that handle the truth. I can tell you that just because, how many got the truth in the first place? I take that for a test drive. I wouldn't recommend it. But if you're going to fight for your freedom, definitely save it till later. And I don't mean to be facetious, dude. Okay. So the one thing about the Ultimate Guitar website, it's ultimate-guitar.com. It's an app you can get on your phone. It's got a plugin or like extension you can on your Chrome. And Brave, bro. Live bros are necessary. The recruit numbers are down. Tell you what though, once you get some college, that way you can bring people around and be in, one of the little guys. But make sure you listen to your this when you get there. All right. In this hole, that is me. I did all wrong.
in this whole big name. Dirt shovel over shoulder. Feel it in me, so overwhelmed. All this pressure center rising. A life overturned, unfair the despair. All these scars keep ripping open. Feel me from the skin, tear me from the rind. Does it make you happy now? Tear me from the bone, tear me from myself. Are you feeling happy now? In this hole. Oh shit. Going a little too fast. You know when it's scrolling, it's not scrolling fast enough. Okay. There we go. That is me. Life is grown feeble in this hole. So limiting. The sun is set, all darkens. Buried underneath. Hands slip off the wheel. Internal pathway to contention. Heal me from the skin. Ah, you bastard. You not say it. Ah, you just had to. We'll get it set up and see what then. Heal me from the skin. Tear me from the rind. Does it make you happy now? Tear me from the bone. Tear me from myself. Are you feeling happy now? Does it make you happy? Are you feeling happy? Are you finally happy now that I'm lost and left with no pain? In this hole, that is me, left with heart exhausted. What's my release? What sets me free? You pull me up just to push me down. Yeah. Peel me from the skin, take me from the rind. Does it make you happy now? Tear me from the bone, tear me from myself. Are you feeling happy now? Does it make you happy? Are you feeling happy? Are you finally happy now that I'm lost and left with nothing? Not too bad. That was probably one of the better versions of that I've done. Not gonna kick myself too hard for it. Anybody like Night Ranger? There's like one song I know that hit, man. Boogie Nights, man. Was that it? What made the song famous? Probably a couple. Yeah, I'm missing. You must make a request, man. You still got time. Just a Christian all the time is gone. And you know you're the only one to say, okay. Where you going? What you looking for? You know the boys don't want to play no more. It's true. You're moving around. What's your prize provide? Finding this alright. You'll be alright tonight. Baby, know you're growing up so fast. Too fast. Mama's worrying that you won't last to stay. To stay. She's a Christian, there's no mission life. If you don't give up before your time is due, it's true. Like Nickelodeon. What's your prize for fire? You got him in your sight. Driving through the night. Yeah. Your price for right. Finding Mr. Right. Be alright tonight. Well, I didn't hear nobody moving around back there, so hopefully you guys got a pulse in your breathing and stuff, and your cat's doing well. Let's do another one here. If we don't get too much participation over this, a welfare check of any kind. Tell you what, things are about to get fucking wacky, and not here. So you already know what I mean. Stand up upright. And not any kind of weird, freaky sort of way, but definitely in a better check and see if we're doing the right thing that way. Here we go. Let's try this one. I can't remember if I played this or not. It's Closer to the Heart by Rush. Actually, I think I have. A million faces must be the ones who start. Okay. Oh, the molding new reality. Closer to the heart. Yeah, I can point lower. Closer to the heart. Blacksmith and the artist reflecting in the arm. They forge their creativity. Closer to the heart. Closer to the heart. Yeah. Philosophers in the power. Each one's goes far. It's so new mentality. Closer to the heart. Closer to the heart. I'm such a sloppy guitar player. You gotta just keep it rather. Okay. You can be the captain. I will go the shot. Sailing into destiny. Okay. Closer to the heart. Closer to the heart. Yeah, closer to the heart. Closer to the heart. Let's see what else is going on here. Well, looks like another song. I don't know how much Rush I can play, man. To be honest with you, that was the only one I tried. Oh, Boston. I can do that. I like that they're starting to give me more bands than just one at the bottom of the list here. If you ever look at Ultimate Guitar, if you play guitar, if you are a starting out guitar player or just a guy that plays sloppy like me after so long, if you don't believe you can play other people's music and you haven't ever tried, because I thought for a long time and then I was selling out, it keeps me from being bored. First of all. Second of all, it plugs into, you can set up your Spotify so that when you like a song and it sounds easy, it'll be right there looking easy when you get to it. If you remember who sings it and what it's called. A lot of times I put them in the list because they sound easy, and then I end up not doing it because I can't remember the hell I'm looking at it. Sometimes I'll play the little video. If you look at the top right hand corner, if you look up More Than Feeling by Boston and on the Ultimate Guitar website, there'll be a little tab at the top right that says video. If you're not sure, click it. In like 5 seconds, you'll already have a clue and be on your way, man. They got a lot of chords here, but most of them are. Just don't be intimidated by the chords, dude. Most of the time, you can play one note if you have to get it by. Until you figure the rest out. They got all those chords on the side. I'll tell you what, man. If you can hold one down, you can pretty much get them all. Enough to play a song or anything. I don't know why they got all this musical, tab stuff here instead of just a song there. And we got to talk to people who do this stuff. I'm sure they do it just out of the goodness of their heart to try to get songs put up there for you to play, but this is out of hand, man. I got to switch songs. The nerve. Okay, here's one. I think Whitney Houston is going to make some good countries pretty soon here. There are a lot of, I remember when I heard certain songs growing up and I had no idea that they'd already played that somewhere. Like Tesla, Science. Remember that song? It's a good song. I'd probably play it right now. But I didn't write it. There's some other ones, like some Guns N' Roses songs that they didn't do originally. You would have never guessed. Or how about Ghost? That if you have ghosts, that's not new. And the guy that sang it is actually creepier than they are, even with a mask on. I swear to God, he is. It's hard to believe. You can tell by the spelling of his name, you knew there was going to be something going on there. Into the dark side, anyway. But, man, I'm not talking trash, man. Do you? You never know. Sometimes, like I said, some of the people that look the meanest and darkest are the ones that really got the biggest hearts. Or some people just weird you out. You don't know what to think. You know what I mean? Clock strikes upon the hour and the sun begins to fade. Still enough time to figure out how to chase my blues away. Done all right up till now. A lot of days they showed me how. When the night falls and loneliness calls. Hey, I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody. With somebody who loves me. I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody. I wanna dance with somebody. With somebody who loves me. I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna be the heat with somebody. Yeah. I wanna dance with somebody. Somebody love me. There it was. I've been loving and lost my senses, spinning through the town. So late the fever ends and I wind up feeling down. I need a gal who take a chance on a love that burns hot enough to last. So when the night comes, my lonely heart falls. I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody. With somebody who loves me. I'm gonna screw it up. Dance with somebody. Wanna feel the heat with somebody. I wanna dance with somebody. You know who? Somebody love me. Yeah. Somebody who. Somebody love me. Somebody who. Hold me in a room. I need a gal to take a chance on a love that burns hot enough to last. And then the night falls. Along the hard cold. It's a key change. Dance with somebody. I wanna be the heat with somebody. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody. with somebody who loves you. I wanna dance with somebody. Wanna feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody. I want something new love me. That's pretty. Not too shaggy, huh? I mean, I kind of got it figured out. If I had a band, dude, we'd be pulling some, you know what? I think, or somebody would in there for sure. You know, some people be just looking for the one that they want. If they ever decide to show up. Let's see. We were just fucking around, man. Like I played that song maybe 10 times tops. So, I mean, like, dude, if you hear me talking trash and you get feeling some type of way, just think like, this guy could have been a fucking rock star if he had put his mind to it, man. He went ahead and sacrificed for things he didn't understand at that time. And he's telling you not to try to understand him if you are. Like, maybe you ought to fucking take his advice and get the fuck back home and do what you want to do. Shit. Or not, you know, do you? Let's see. No, it's Wednesday. That's okay. I got songs for you, man. This is a bit late. I mean, I know you're probably the one to lay down, take a nap, you know, sleep it in, for the big old, another day, another same old thing, ism tonight. I mean, some people, it's like a religion. Hey, we want to yell and scream about not changing a damn thing except for the clock. And then we want to get mad and talk about how bad our guy is. When they hear us talking shit about our guy, they may call us weak and come and try to get us. As long as we're willing to fight next to those guys talking shit about our guy, we're all good. 'Cause that's be our chance, right? I mean, we don't have any chance otherwise, I don't think. I mean, maybe we would, but hopefully we do, yeah. I mean, it'd be pretty bad if you had to have a chance from half of the people because they couldn't get it together. Yeah, I'm not trying to even make a face about that. Sometimes I pick these poppy songs that like all uplifting and saving all my love for, you know, like there's so many hits, man. Whitney Houston, you can make so many new hits from these. You have to pay the rent though. Let's see. Doesn't it work that way? If you write it, you still get song? Pretty sure. I haven't played too many of these, but a lot of it is because Whitney Houston is like Elton John or Stevie Wonder, like where, man, like I thought I had a chord vocabulary, and then I went to sit down and try to play one of these songs that was, you know, heard on the radio a bunch of times, like everything else I could play, and quietly, you know, either. Oh, let me tell you about another feature I really like on this thing. Actually, either quietly put it away, or use what they call simplify. There's a button in there. Find the simplify button, and you will not be an asshole. You might even make it sound like you meant to do it. Okay. And I can't guarantee anything, but you don't know unless you try. And if you're an asshole for not trying, hey, you won't be an asshole for trying. Or you'll be less than one, at the very least. I guarantee that. Okay? Just relax, dude. You know, if you're going to get nervous, do it in the privacy of your own home. And then fucking get out there. Like, there's certain things I'm a little bit reluctant to do these days. But saying it in front of a million people ain't one. And it would be cool to try. Really, like once you get past a certain number, it doesn't really matter. unless you're unable to hold that much of their energy. Hopefully it's good. Well, it's up to you, ain't it? It's neat when you can move people and you don't even have to have a stage presence and you can feel it. But that's one thing I never really got too into. I was too busy singing. I don't mind. Let me see. That's probably good anyway. Let's see, man. Oh, a lot of damn Whitney Houston. I got to get out of this alphabetical order thing here in a second. So if you go on the left up on the site, it's got like my tabs, my courses. The one that says my tabs, you click on that and it'll give you like everything that you liked. It doesn't come up like your dang what you call it, a Spotify list. It's a little bit different on here, but it's still fucking it's pretty intuitive. How about Mother? Some of these you wouldn't guess for. I almost feel funny saying the song just because I don't want people to look at me some kind of way. But hey, think about what it means. I'm not sure if you know. I mean, maybe you're trying to enlighten somebody and they're not ready. Mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words, what they mean, what they say. Mother, mother, can you keep them in the dark for life? Can you hide them from the waiting world? Father, gonna take your daughter out tonight. Gonna show her my world. I love not about to see your life. If you wanna find hell with me, I can show you what it's like. Till you're breathing. Not about to see your life. We'll do it, okay? It'll be okay. If you wanna find hell with me, I can show you what it's like. Let me turn it around. So I like all that, man. No, tell your children not to hold my hand. Tell your children not to understand. You don't want to bang heads with me. I don't want to fear anything. You don't have to. Not about to have to see your life. If you want to find a friend in me, I could show you what it's like. Till you're not about to see your life. If you want to find a friend in me, you the letter I sent last night. I'm about to see your life. If you want to find a friend in me, I'll show you what it's like. Yeah, that's just it right there. I kind of changed that around, didn't I? Wonder why. Let's go. You didn't know I was going to do that, did you? Yeah, right. Oh, dude. It kind of worked out, didn't it? Thanks, Dad. I really appreciate your help, man. All right. I play new songs too, man. It's just these are in the ones on the list. You haven't requested nothing, so I figure you don't want to hear nothing. And if you want to call me out for being an asshole that don't know how to play your song, then God forbid I don't try it then. But if you do it out loud, or at least type it in with your cat. Look into my eyes, you will see what you mean to me. Yeah. Search your heart, search your soul. When you find me there, you'll search no more. Tell me it's not worth trying for. You can tell me it's not worth dying for. No, it's true. Everything I do it for you. Look into your heart, you will find love in there. Take me as I am, take my life. I would give it all, I would sacrifice. Don't tell me it's not worth fighting for. I can help it, it's nothing I want. You know it's true. Everything I do it for you. There's no love like your love. What's this? There's no love could give more. There's no way. There's no way. All the time. Hey. Well, you can't tell me it's not worth trying for. I can't help it, there's nothing I want to. Yeah, I'd fight for you. I lie for you. I wanna lie for you. Yeah, I'd die for you. And that's true. Everything I do. I do it for you. Thanks for hanging around, whoever's here. If you're not requesting, you're not hearing what you want to hear. Or at least me biffing off, trying to trip over it. So that's up to you, man. If you don't want to hear nothing, that's all right. I like playing songs to myself and your cats. No problem. I got this. All you got to do is hit enter once in a while. Replace the water if the water's getting dirty or cold. Or not cold. Well, it depends on where you are. You don't want to get it icy, you know what I mean? I think cats can get Slurpee tumors too, can't they? You know what that is? Slurpee tumor? It's kind of like a brain freeze, but worse. You don't want that. Hang on, man. Yeah. It's a little rhythm heavy for this early in the morning. I guess it is 9:37. God, it's kind of cool to change it up when you're trying something for somebody that you realize while you're starting to play it that you can play it, and it's not the same thing you tried before. So no, don't worry, man. I got songs to play. It's okay. Not a problem. I have to stay inspired by my own motivations. Some people got this intestinal fortitude stuff. They just got from somewhere, and it ain't really just stuck in them already, And then some people don't know about that. Today's gonna be the day they're gonna throw it back to you. By now, you should somehow realize what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do. Bow to the man. We'll get it figured out. Backbeat, the word is on the street, the fire in your heart is on. I'm sure you heard it all before, you never really had it down. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do. Out to the now. All the roads we have to walk along, they are winding. All the lines that lead the way are blinding. Musical soul. And there are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. You call me, have me beat, bud. Cause maybe, yeah, you're gonna be the one to save me. I have done in my window on. Today was gonna be the day they'll never throw back. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels. What's this? I better answer that. Okay. What did I do? Skip it? Oh, fuck. I'm sorry, I gotta go, man.